being said, we're gonna get this call going. I got some things to do later tonight, so let's get this thing going. Anyone hops on, that's cool. If not, they can catch the recording. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Jordan. I'm 23 years old. Grew up in a small town in Illinois, and I've been trading forex for about 3 years. I've been doing entrepreneurship for about 3 years. My spiritual awakening journey started about 2, 3 years ago, and growing up, I was always living in the eyes of other people. I was always concerned about what other people were thinking about me, and I felt like I had to earn, what it is that I wanted. I felt like I had to deserve love. I felt like I wasn't worthy of having love or success or attention or happiness. I felt like I had to do something to be worthy of it. Like I felt like it was something that it wasn't naturally for me. Like I felt like it was probably for other people, and I was always worried about what other people were thinking. And over this last year and a half, 2 years, some massive changes have happened for me in the way I think and the way I view this world and this reality. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed in the way I look at things. I started to live for myself. I started to value myself. I know there's probably so many people on this call, and people maybe not you, maybe your friend, maybe your family, that there's so many people that are confused right now. There's so many people that they don't know what to do. They don't know what the next step is. And quite frankly, they're lost, and I don't know if that's you on this call. I don't know if it's someone but what's helped me guys is understanding a couple things. And I have a couple questions. I'm going to format this webinar in a way where I'm going to actually ask questions, and I want you to actually practice some critical thinking. And this is important, guys. In February 2021, we're in a place in the world. This is an unprecedented time in the history of the human race. This is unprecedented time in the history of mankind. What's happening right now on this planet has never happened before. So with that being said, all possibilities exist for the future. So if you guys are one of those people on this call, and you can type in the chat, I would like this to be as interactive as possible. If you could type in the chat, like, what do you think is about to happen? Like, what do you think the future has in store for you? I know just from going around, I've been traveling around a lot in the last 2 years, and I've seen, people from all around the world and all around the country. They're very different in the way they were raised, in a sense of their culture, maybe the foods maybe they wore different clothes, or maybe they, did different things, had different hobbies and things they like to do. But those are just very surface level things, guys. What I realize is no matter where you're from, no matter how old you are, no matter if you're a man, a woman, no matter what religion you follow, no matter what it is you believe, we're all the same inside. Inside of you is a connection with source, is a connection with pure love and light. That is your true essence. That is your soul. Okay. And we all have that within us. And each one of us has something unique. Each one of us has immense, powerful creative ability within us. And you have the ability to go ahead and create whatever it is you want. Now, okay, Darnella says, I know I need to be an entrepreneur. I need to have multiple streams of income. That is my goal. Okay, cool. I'll be rich in God and cash. That's perfect. Look, this is what I believe. Like, I was reading this book. If I don't know if you guys ever read it, I was reading this book. It was called The Science of Getting Rich. And through the journey of my entrepreneurship and through the spiritual awakening, I've made a lot of money fast, and I've lost a lot of money fast. I've been on kind of both sides of the spectrum. And I realize is we all have these unconscious beliefs about money. And if you're doing something right now, if you are physically doing something that's blocking money from coming into your life, which is what I was realizing I was doing for a long time as well, is it's an unconscious belief that money is bad. Now, whatever or whoever you believe God is, realize this. This is what I believe. I believe that God is the source and stream of well-being that flows through all things, including you and me, the creator of everything. And through the creator of everything, you have the power to create as well, okay? Because you have the same exact energy within you. Now, with that being said, who can you help and what purpose can you serve by being poor? Like, really think about that. There's a lot of people that want to change the world, that want to help their family, that want to help themselves, but they don't have the financial means to do so. Okay. And this is why I think money is an important tool. Now, money is not the live or die. It's not the end all be all. It's simply a tool to advance your destiny. It's simply a tool to get where you want to be. Okay. Money can't buy you happiness. This is a funny quote too. Money can't buy you happiness, but poor can't buy you anything. Like, it's true. It's true. But anyway, I want to get back on the topic. Kind of went off sidetrack there. I want to format this in a couple ways. Okay. I want to ask you these questions, and I want you, more importantly, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Okay. Who are you? Okay. How are you? What are you like? If I ask you that question, who are you? How would you answer that? And you can type in the chat, or you can write it down to yourself. Who are you? Who are you? And my definition of who you are is, well, let's just say this. I mean, we're not going to get into the whole deep spirituality version of this answer, okay? Because who you are cannot be named or put a label on. You are nameless, shapeless, formless, pure spirit. But anyway, who are you on this earth in this lifetime, right? You are a combination of your dominant thoughts, your dominant feelings, and your dominant actions. That's who you are. That's your expression, I should say, rather than who you are. That's your expression, okay? And that creates, those three things create your personality, okay? And your personality creates your personal reality. That's straight from Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Look him up if you haven't before. And even if you have. Dr. Joe Dispenza, okay? So how do you think, how do you feel, and how do you act? Okay, those are the questions to ask yourself. Now, getting into the next question, right? See, this messed up. Who are you, right? Who are you? And what do you want? Okay, what do you want? Not only for you, but for all. This is important to understand. You know, one of the principles, one of the 7 Hermetic principles, one of the 5 universal laws, or whatever perspective you're coming at from, one of them is a simple truth that all is one is all. You know, in the beginning of time and space, in the beginning of the creation of this universe, we were all connected physically. Therefore, we are still all connected energetically, okay? With that being said, everything that you want already exists within your DNA, okay? And by definition, if you want something, if you desire something, guess what, guys? God shows up in your life through your desire, through your passion. Your soul shows up to you through your passion, what you're passionate about. There's something that you have that there's something in you that's only in you, if that makes sense. But what's deep at our core isn't within all of us, which is source or God or love, whatever it is, the word you use is not the point, because words are just labels for vibrations, guys. The words are just a way to interpret this reality in the physical world, okay? I'm a giver and I love to give. That's amazing. I'm a giver as well. Whatever you put out into the world is going to come back to you. But here's the thing, guys. You can give. And this is the lesson I've been learning as well. You know, this is something that I've definitely been going within and realizing is a lot of us want to give. A lot of us want to give, but a lot of us, we're not ready to receive, okay? And here's the thing, guys. When you send out, when you say, okay, what do you want? When I'm saying, what do you want? I'm saying, okay, specifically, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel, guys? Because think about it like this, guys. Money is physical, right? Money is a physical, it's really just an idea, okay? And it's not that money is not what you want. It's the feeling you have when you have money is what you want. You're looking for the feeling, guys. And what is money? What is money to you? Money to me is a resource to choose where I want to live, or choose where I want to travel, or choose. Money is the freedom of choice, okay? Money is the freedom of choice. Money isn't everything, but it can give you a better lifestyle. It can give you better options, and it can give you the ability to give, right? But ultimately what I'm saying is what you want, whether it's that relationship that you've always wanted, that maybe your soulmate, or maybe it's, just changing your lifestyle in general. Maybe you just want some nicer things. Maybe you want to dress the way you want to dress. Maybe you want to express yourself. Maybe you want to travel the world. I don't know. Those things, the reason why you want those things is because of you perceive that those things are going to give you a better feeling. Okay. That's what I really want to get at here, guys. So here's what I'm saying now. What do you want? Who are you? Now, how you can create this reality or create what you want into the physical reality is first realize that are your thoughts, feelings, and actions in alignment with what you want or what you have right now? Okay, that's the question. That's the big question to ask yourself right now. And I really want you to reflect on this right now. I'm going to say that again for those who are just hopping on. Okay, the first question is who are you? And who are you? This is definition from Joe Dispenza, okay? Your personality is made up of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. What you think about the most, how you feel the most, and what you do, okay? So what you think, feel, and do, that creates your personality, and your personality creates your personal reality. So here's what I'm asking right now. Do your dominant thoughts, feelings, and actions, are those thoughts, feelings, and actions, your personality, connected to your future or your past, okay? And sometimes we're gonna have to reflect. From time to time, we gotta check up on ourselves and say, am I acting in accordance with how I want to be or how I've always been, right? It's a powerful message, man. It's a powerful message. Not a lot of people think about this. Because here's the thing, guys. The thing that you want, that physical thing that you want, whether it's financial success, whether it's traveling the world, whatever it is, that has a feeling, okay? And what I'm saying is you can create that feeling whether it's physically in your life or not. And the universe responds to our dominant feelings, okay? So most people want financial success, but when they're telling God or when they are commanding the universe or asking for something or writing down their goals or speaking their affirmations, most people, what they're doing is, if you're not getting it or if it feels like it's not coming in, it's because when you're saying what you want, you're saying it with the vibration of lack rather than the vibration of gratitude. Two very different vibrations. And I'm going to offer you this perspective here. I'm going to show this to you in a dualistic way, just so it makes sense. Okay. There are two different types of vibrations here. And I'm going to illustrate this in a couple different ways. There is belief and there is doubt. There is feeling good. There is feeling bad, right? There is gratitude. There is, what would be the other one? What would be the opposite of gratitude? Can someone type a comment? I'm going blank here. What's the opposite of gratitude? Where you feel like you're just not grateful, ungrateful, I guess, ungratitude, or what? Does someone have a better word for this? Ungrateful, sure. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to use this word instead, striving, okay? I'm going to get into this right now because this is what I was realizing, guys. I'm going to share with you guys this story. So back in, I'm not going to remember the time, but back when I was going for my first 10,000 a month, I was in a state of gratitude. I was also striving as well. I was feeling good. I know what I wanted, and I was acting in accordance with that. When I was making 1,000 a month, I was acting as if I was already making 10,000 a month. And that's why it came. Okay. I was already thinking as if I was making 10,000 a month. I was already feeling as if it already happened, but it was happening. But here's the thing, guys. This is what I realized. Once I got there, I didn't feel any different. Actually, matter of fact, the more money that I was making, I started to actually feel more empty inside. I actually had to do a lot of self-reflection. I realized that the reason why I actually wanted to increase my income to 10,000, 20,000, whatever the amount was, right? I realized that I was striving for it, and that the more I increased my income, it was like it was never enough. It was like I was always searching for more. And nothing was ever good enough, and that's when I really learned the lesson of gratitude and appreciation of, like, you got to be appreciative of what you have. Like, if you're frustrated right now at your current situation, you're blocking your blessings, man. You're blocking it. You can't receive more without being grateful for what you have. It's not going to happen. Like, the universe has an abundance of blessings to give you, but you have to be ready to receive, guys. Gratitude is the frequency to receive. You should write that down. That's an important quote. I think if you could remember that one, that's powerful. Gratitude is the frequency to receive. Gratitude is the frequency to receive. I think a lot of us on this call know this, but how many of us actually practice gratitude every single day, every single morning, every single night? How many of you throughout the day are you actually thinking about the things that you're grateful for? Are you actually consciously doing that? Or are you saying, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm grateful. I think I'm grateful most of the time. Because realize this, guys, this is a quote. This is powerful. To know and not do is not to know. If you don't do what you know, then you don't know it, right? That's one quote I wanted to share with you guys as well. And it's something that I've been learning as well. And when I'm teaching you guys, and when I'm telling you guys on this webinar, I'm going through a lot of these same things. I've learned a lot of these lessons. I'm also learning a lot of these lessons. These are powerful things. Realize this, guys. If you're grateful, just think about it this, guys. When you get what you want, let's think of a time. This is what I want you to do. Think of a time in the last few months or the last few years where you set a goal and you hit it, or you had an intention and it was met. How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel? Like, drop in the chat. Maybe it was you won the championship game, in your sports event. Maybe you got an A+ on that test, or you know what I mean? Maybe you graduated, or I don't know what it is. Maybe you got the job you're looking for. How did that make you feel? I want you guys to type a comment in the chat. How did that make you feel? Were you thankful that happened? Did it make you feel good about yourself? Did it make you feel accomplished? Did it make you feel worthy? Go ahead and type it in the chat. How did it make you feel when you got something that you wanted? Whether maybe you can't think of something right now, okay? Hopefully you can think of something. Or maybe I'm just talking to Darnella. I'm not sure. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me on this call? I think I'm just talking to you, Darnella. That's fine. Amazing. That's good. Okay. I guess I'm just talking to Darnella then. That's cool. All right. What's up? It made you feel amazing. Okay. That's the point. And if it made you feel amazing, we got another chat. We got another guy. It made you feel good? Okay. Good. It made you feel good. Okay. Now this is what I want you to do now. Think about a time where you failed. Think about a time in your life where you didn't get what you wanted. You lost your job. You got kicked out of your house or your apartment. You didn't have enough money to pay the bills. You didn't have food to eat. Maybe you didn't have a place to sleep. Maybe someone in your family got sick. Maybe who knows? Someone broke up with you. How did that make you feel? Discouraged, like a failure? Disappointed? Okay. This is what I want to share with you guys. Most people have a greater desire to escape pain than to experience pleasure. Okay, that's the truth. So when I say the question, what do you want? Most people don't even think about what they want because they're too busy focusing on their pain. And will hold back a lot of people from being themselves and from actually getting what they want or more of what they want is because of fear. And the fear is because something happened to them in their past and they judge themselves, right? This happened to me when back like 4 or 5 years ago, the last relationship that I was in, my girlfriend broke up with me and I felt like I wasn't worthy of love. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like, I just didn't deserve it. I guess I'm just going to have to be alone for a while. But here's the thing, guys, that event in my past, it played itself over and over and over in my head for literally probably 2 years, if not 3. Okay. And this is what happens to us because when we experience events that cause an emotional reaction, that event becomes magnified in our brain. And we see this big image of how big this thing was, but we got to realize this, guys. This is what the great Shakespeare said. You guys know Shakespeare, I'm sure, right? Nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Okay. And a lot of times we remember our failures instead of our successes. Okay. This is straight from the book Psycho-Cybernetics. If you guys are having problems believing you're worthy, and by the way, guys, I think we can all improve our self-image. And this is what I learned from this book. It's not that you have a good self-image or a bad self-image. It's not that. It's just that we could all improve our self-image because we are all more worthy than we give ourselves credit for. It doesn't matter where you're at, okay? And what holds us back is the way we see ourselves. And the way we see ourselves is a limitation on what we're going to get in life because we're only going to get a reflection of what we believe we're worthy of, okay? And the reason why a lot of us are subconsciously sabotaging ourselves of our own success or talking ourselves out of our own success is because we have an unconscious program or thought pattern in our head that is reminding us of our failures instead of our successes. Unconscious meaning you're probably not aware of it, okay? And that stops you. And why does it stop you? Because there's fear. You have subconscious fear right now that if you actually were as successful as you know you could be, then someone might judge you, or someone might criticize you, or maybe your family will think this, or maybe this is what I learned. This literally just blew my mind, right? So a couple of weeks ago, when I was talking to one of my mentors who's made multi millions he's younger than me, and he was telling me that there's this phenomena that happens that stops people from being wealthy, even though they have the ability to be wealthy. Okay, and this is what he taught me. We have this rat in our head that is telling us all these things that we learned growing up, and you don't know what it is. And you do this if you're really interested in doing this. It's kind of hard to explain on a Zoom call with a group of people. It's easier one-on-one, but pretty much what he says is, just literally picture yourself right now making $1 million a year. Right now, just picture yourself making $1 million a year. Odds are, when I said that, there was a resistant vibration. So it's very subtle. If you're aware of it, it was subtle, where it triggered you in a sense of like, oh, I don't know if that's good. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. That doesn't sound like me, right? And what that is it's a program that's lodged into you, and you're not going to know what that program is until you actually listen to it. Okay. So the way Kevin Trudeau talks about this is he calls those programs rats. And what you want to do is you got to realize that the thoughts that are in your head are not you. You're not your thoughts. You're the presence that is experiencing them. But when you realize that you're not your thoughts and you can detach yourself from your thoughts and just experience them and just observe them, you understand that you don't have to resist it. Okay. So this, for example, I'm going to give you an example of this. You're about to go do something. Maybe you're about to go make a post on social media and something stops you. It's like, you're like, I don't know, maybe I'm going to worry about what other people are going to think about me. That was what it was for me. For me, in the very beginning of me doing network marketing and just posting on social media in general, what was stopping me from posting was I was worried about what other people were thinking. But that's very surface level. I'm going deeper within here, guys. Listen to the thought. Don't just resist it and go away from it. Like, literally listen to the thought, and the thought's going to say this. You can't do that because you might be too successful, or your mom might not love you anymore, or the people where you grew up with are going to be jealous of you, or they're going to criticize. Like, these thoughts will come into your head. They're very unconscious. But when you are aware, I'm making you aware right now by speaking this, okay? Now you're aware of it. Now you can listen to it, okay? Because, in the terms of law of attraction, the manifestation, and spirituality community, right? We think about what we want, not what we don't want. So you don't want to think about these things, right? But here's the thing, guys. You got to be aware of a thought before you got to be aware of the program before you can dismantle it. Okay. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? I don't know if this is making sense. It's making sense to me. I just want to make sure you guys are with me, because this is kind of more of a deep concept. So there's a program. Here's what I'm saying, guys. All of you right now, from the book Psycho-Cybernetics, what he is saying, what Maxwell Waltz is saying is why people don't live up to their potential is because of their self-image. And their self-image is how they see themselves. And most people are subconsciously remembering their failures instead of their successes, okay? So what I want you guys to do is think of like 5 successes that you're proud of in your life. It doesn't have to be big. And you maybe put it on an index card and keep it next to you, okay? Because when you remember your successes, you're more confident, okay? When you remember your successes, you're more confident. When you remember your failures, you're afraid to act, okay? And I'm going to share with you guys this is really powerful. You definitely write this down. This is probably one of the most powerful things I've ever learned, okay? This is called the momentum cycle. The momentum cycle, and it states this: success creates confidence. Would you guys agree? Would you guys agree? Please drop a yes or no in the chat. Are you with me? Success creates confidence, okay? Confidence creates activity. Meaning when you're confident, you take action, right? Okay. Activity creates success habits, and success habits create success. Okay, that's the momentum cycle. But guess what, guys? This is where it gets powerful. The exact opposite of that is also true. Failure creates lack of confidence. And you see where I'm going with this, right? Failure creates lack of confidence. Lack of confidence creates lack of activity, and so on and so forth, which creates failure habits, which creates failure. So this is why it's important to remember your successes and not your failures. Your failures don't matter, guys. Is failure even a real thing? Like, have you guys ever heard of the story of Thomas Edison? It took him 10,000 attempts to actually build the light bulb. And someone asked him, they said, Thomas Edison, hey, how did you create the light bulb when you failed 10,000 times? He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I've simply found 10,000 ways that it didn't work, right? The successful people don't see failures as a failure. They just see it as it's another attempt. It's like in baseball, guys, you win, you hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, you're in the Hall of Fame. Okay, you don't have to win every time. And this is another quote I want you guys to write down. Remember, I learned this one from Dan Pena. Okay, perfection equals paralysis. Perfection equals paralysis. Okay, and apply this in whatever way you want to apply this into your life. The momentum cycle and this quote right here. Perfection is paralysis. Okay, so a lot of times that we're about to create something, whether maybe it's a video, maybe it's a book, maybe it's a business, maybe it's an idea you want to share with the world, or whatever, who knows. And another thing that holds us back from taking action is we're trying to be perfect. And this is what I've learned. This is something that I'm going through, right? I'm a big perfectionist, right? Guilty. I want to be perfect. I want to be the best. Do any of you guys just want to be the best you can be? And you sometimes feel like you're not good enough because it has to be perfect. And I can't, I'm about to drop this chart, but I don't know, I got to put these finishing touches on. It's got to be perfect. I'm making this video, it's got to be perfect. Okay, perfection equals paralysis. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to get done. Okay, apply that to whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to get done. Okay. Who are you? What do you want? The momentum cycle. Okay, now one last thing I want to go over on here before I do want to open it up for questions as well. If you guys have questions on this material or on mindset in general or on trading in general or on whatever topic that's relevant for you. The one last thing that I want to say, and just think of any questions that you guys have, because we'll be closing this out here in the next 10, 15. Is what do you guys actually want? Like, seriously, not like, what do you want for you? What do you want for the world? I think this is the most important thing to identify. The most important thing to identify for you is what you want and what do you want for the world? Because, and the reason why I believe that is because automatically whatever you're thinking about the most is coming into your experience. And whatever collectively everyone on this earth is thinking about the most is creating the collective experience. So by default, if you haven't clearly identified what you want, then you're going to subconsciously keep getting what you've had. Okay. If you don't have some type of definition of what you want, then what are you actually, like, where are you going? Like, where are you actually going? And that's why most people, this analogy is from the book Asking is Giving, and Jerry and Esther Hicks. I recommend you get. Basically, point A, let me clear this off. Point A is called, we're going to call it Phoenix, okay? Point A is Phoenix. Okay? Point A is Phoenix. Point B is San Diego. Matter of fact, let's switch those around, because actually San Diego is like over here on the map and Phoenix is over here. So let's say you got in the car, right? You got in the car, you're in San Diego. Your goal is to drive to Phoenix, okay? Let's say you had no GPS, you didn't know how to get there, but as long as you decided that that's where you're going, you end up finding the road, you end up finding the highway, you end up finding someone along the way will appear to help you get there, right? Would you guys agree? So the analogy is B is what you want, it's your goal, and A is where you are, okay? your goal, or Phoenix. Okay. But this is what I want to address to you guys right now. How can you get to Phoenix if you don't know what Phoenix is? Like if you got in the car, if you're in San Diego right now and you got in your car and you said, you know, I don't like being in San Diego, or maybe I do like it, but I want to be somewhere better. I want to go somewhere. But if you don't know where you're going, where are you going to end up? And this is what happens, guys. When we don't clarify our goal, this is what we do. We say our goal is Phoenix, okay? And we start driving in that direction. And then at some point in time, something comes in, a roadblock, a distraction, a layover. Something gets in the way of your focus. And then what happens is you forget about Phoenix, and then you subconsciously go back to where you were. And then you're like, you know what? I want to go to Phoenix again. And then you're almost there. Have any of you guys ever felt like that? You just keep you're almost there, but then like something happens and then you just go back to where you were. Okay. You need to find out what this is, what your goal is, where you're going, and you need to literally put the blinders on. Blinders on, I'm going to Phoenix. I don't know how I'm getting to Phoenix. I don't know when I'm getting to Phoenix, but I know I'm going to Phoenix. I don't know much, but I know I'm getting to Phoenix. Because look at this, guys. Let's just, obviously, guys, we have a GPS, right? But in life, in reality, in goals, you're not going to have the exact mapped out how exactly you're going to get from point A to point B. So let's say you're hitchhiking, okay? Along the way, if you're focused on Phoenix, the circumstance is going to come to help you get to Phoenix. The situation is going to come to help you get to Phoenix. The person is going to come to get you to Phoenix. If you drive on the road in the direction of Phoenix, somewhere along the way, you're going to meet someone who's already been to Phoenix, guys. This is a powerful analogy. I hope this is making sense. You're going to find someone who's already been to Phoenix. You may be able to get halfway there by yourself, guys, but you're not going to get all the way there by yourself. When you find that person that's already been to Phoenix, he can help connect the dots to get you from where you are to where you want to be, right? That's powerful, man. Because no matter what it is you want to do, someone's already done it, man. Someone's already done it. Find that person. You don't have to find that person before you start, guys. You don't have to find out how you're going to do it before you start. You're not going to know that, okay? If you know how to achieve your goal before you start, before you set it, the goal is way too small. It's not going to be big enough to even motivate you. Your goal needs to be in your sweet spot, guys. This is my last thing before I open up the questions. Your goal needs to be in your sweet spot, okay? What is your sweet spot? This is the definition of the sweet spot. It is something so big that it excites you, but small enough that you believe it, okay? And what stops a lot, this is important, guys. I really want you to hit this home for you guys. Probably a lot of you on this call are in your first couple years of entrepreneurship, or maybe your first year, maybe your second year. What happens is beginning entrepreneurs, they set their goals too big at first, and they don't believe it. Therefore, it causes doubt. Okay. And you guys remember the motto I just went over, success builds confidence. Okay. If you're beginning, okay, you want to hit $1 million. Of course, yes, we all want to hit $1 million. Okay. Maybe you want to hit 10 million. But if you've never hit 100,000 yet, you got to hit that first. Okay. If you've never hit 10,000 yet, you got to hit that first. Okay. Why is that so? Because success builds confidence. Okay. Confidence creates activity. Activity creates success habits. Success habits creates more success. But if you don't get those small wins in the beginning, you don't have enough momentum to have a strong enough belief or focus in that goal that you ultimately want. Okay. You don't have enough focus yet because you don't believe it enough yet because you haven't experienced enough successes yet. But the more successes just look at Ricky, for example. I don't know how old he is. Okay. But he has a lot of successes in his life. I'm sure he's had failures as well, but he's had enough successes where I'm sure he can set much bigger goals than probably everyone else on this call. And he's actually going to believe it because he already knows he's already achieved some of those things he already wanted to achieve, right? Success builds confidence. Okay. Confidence creates activity. But if your goal is too big without getting those successes first, then that's when doubt's going to creep in. And that's when you're going to head back to San Diego. Okay. You're going to head back to San Diego because you lost sight of the Phoenix. You lost sight of the Phoenix. Because guess what, guys? This is what I'm going to tell you guys. God, the universe, life will test you. Whenever you're about to achieve something, you will get tested. You're going to get a test. It happens every time. You'll get to right here, right? You're almost there. Something, life going to throw you a curveball just to see how you react, just to see if you're actually ready. It's going to happen. It always happens, guys. It always happens. Are you gonna remain in integrity? Are you gonna remain in integrity? Are you gonna remain in your truth? Or are you gonna fall for the bait? The universe is gonna dangle you some bait right here to see if you're gonna fall for it. Okay. Are you gonna fall for it? Another book I want to recommend to you is The Magic of Thinking Big. The Magic of Thinking Big I want to recommend to you as well. It's a very powerful book on the mindset of success, going over the way you should think and, so on and so forth, things like that. But that's pretty much the message today, man, guys. Know what you ultimately want, but know that there are steps to that. There are steps to that. Focus on, this is another quote I want to share with you guys. And this is probably a good one to write down. This is a really good one to write down and remember, okay? Go as far as you can see, then you'll see further. Okay, this is what stops a lot of people too. And this is why I'm sharing it. Most people, they don't set the big goal, or they don't believe the big goal because they can't see all the way there. The whole point is, when you're starting out in San Diego, you're only going to see, you're not going to see the whole way. Like I said, you're going to see to maybe right here. Okay. Once you get to here, then you're going to see here. Does this make sense to you guys? And then once you get to there, then you're going to see here. You know what I'm saying? Go as far as you can see, and then you'll see further. If you keep focusing on the goal, you'll end up getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And remember the momentum cycle. Success builds confidence. Confidence creates activity. Activity creates success habits. Success habits creates more success. Success builds confidence, okay? Get those small wins in the beginning to build up your confidence. Now, does anyone have any questions before we end this off? I'll open up to like 3 questions, or probably 3 questions. I want to do max. We'll keep this call at an hour. I'm going to do the best questions. What is the name of the book? The first book is the Psycho-Cybernetics. Psycho-Cybernetics is about your self-image and remembering your past successes and pretty much the way you see yourself, using your subconscious mind, and kind of things like that. Magic of Thinking Big is to basically get you to think in success. And pretty much what this talks about is most people are automatically thinking of why it won't work instead of thinking of why it will work. Most people are convincing themselves of why they're a failure instead of convincing themselves that they're a success. Okay. And the whole idea of Magic of Thinking Big, from what I've gotten, or one of the main ideas, is that when you give your mind an idea, it will figure out a way to do it. Okay. When you don't focus on the how, it will come as you keep thinking about it. Okay. How would you find what your goals are? I get lost and question, what's my goal purpose? Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. How would you find what your goals are? Now, I think that our goals are always changing. And if you don't know PYS, if you don't know what your goals are, what I would do, now I was in the same place as you, matter of fact, 3 years ago, it was about 3 years ago, I was in the same place as you. I said, I don't even know what I want. I was 19. I had no idea what I wanted. I said, I have no idea what my goals are. I know, generally, of course I want to have more money, probably travel, but I don't really know what I want. This is what I'm at. This is what I would recommend you do. Don't focus on a goal right now. Focus on creating experiences. Go try things out. Travel. Because here's the thing. The more experiences you have, the wider your perspective gets. And the more experiences you have, the more contrast you get. Therefore, you can better clarify what you want. Okay. So that's going to help you. That's going to help you clarify what you want, is by getting experiences. Now, sitting there doing nothing, you're not going to know what you want. You're going to be like, I don't know. I haven't done anything. I don't know where I want to go. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. If you just say, I'm just going to go create experiences, maybe I'm going to try this, or maybe I'm going to try that. just see what you like. And over time, you're gonna always be fine-tuning what you want over time through experiences. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Because once I started traveling, then I was like, ooh, there's this thing I didn't even know about, but I actually want this. Or ooh, maybe I want this, or maybe I want that. You don't know. But yeah, dude, if we always stay where we're at, if we don't do anything different, then we don't really, our brain doesn't really change. Okay. How do you get past trying to beat time? Example, I don't feel like I am where I should be with my trading. Oh, this is a good question. Oh, I like this one. I think a lot of people will have the same. This is a good one. Changing my habits to new experiences. Yeah. Just get out of your routine and just do new things. Okay. Now, Darnella, how do you get past trying to beat time? I don't feel like I am where I should be with my trading. So I always feel like I'm stuck or behind. What I would ask you is probably I'm guessing you're comparing yourself to others. And this is a good one because this is something that I still catch myself doing from time to time. And this is something that I was doing my whole life. And it's something that will definitely hold you back if you don't address it. Comparison, right? You should probably, this is a good quote to write down and remember as well. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. Okay. And when you realize it's already done, time is on your side. Okay. And what I mean by that is when you know what your goal is, you know that if you keep focusing on it, it's going to happen. Okay. So what I would do, I'll offer you a couple pieces of advice with this, Darnella, is focus on what you want and why you want it, and just let go of how and let go of when, because it's irrelevant. You're not in a rush. And this is something that literally right before I got on this call, I just had this idea. I was making a video and it came to me, during the video. And this is why I like doing these webinars, especially when we do questions, because you guys draw things out of me that wasn't on the surface level of my thought, but by speaking, then it gets channeled out of, deep within. And also, I'm also channeling information from your own subconscious minds as you're watching this as well. But with that being said, if you feel like you're stuck, or you feel like you're behind, what are you behind? You know what I mean? What are you comparing yourself to? That's what I would ask you. Like, what do you feel like you're behind? Who are you behind? You feel like you think you should be further ahead. You feel like you should be further ahead. Yeah. This is that's a tough one. What I would do is this. Instead of, maybe for you and maybe for a lot of people, is focus on the habits and the systems rather than the outcome. Okay. First, you make your habits, and then your habits make you. Okay. First, you make your habits, and then your habits make you. So if you feel like you're behind, then you're too outcome oriented. You're judging your experience based off of the result. But this is the download I got earlier today, and it was that if you guys really think about it, when you're at point A right now, or you're somewhere on the way to point B, do you guys realize that the only time you're at point B is when the whole journey is over? That's the only time. 99.99% of this entire process, the goal isn't met. You're in the process. So learn to enjoy the process, not the destination. Okay. Do what you love. Do what you're passionate about. Okay. And here's what I tell you, Darnella. When you're doing trading, right? I'm sure trading is not your passion, but deep down inside, you feel like trading is going to help you express your passion without financial limitation, right? Probably, maybe not. So yes, focus on trading, but also focus on your passion right now. Okay. Whatever that is, whatever that may be, focus on your passion and then also do trading. Don't do trading as a sacrifice for your passion. And I don't know, that may resonate, it may not, but I think that's something important. I think I was doing that at one point as well. But realize it's the process. Just enjoy what you do. When you enjoy what you do every day, you don't really care about, the goal doesn't really matter as much because you just enjoy the process. It's going to end up happening by default. You create successful habits, you're going to create success. You know, that's this bottom line in the story. You create successful habits, you're going to create success. That's it. You become what you repeatedly do. That's Aristotle. We become what we repeatedly do. Therefore, success is not an act, but a habit. Okay. Success is not an act, it's a habit. Okay. That was a good question. A really good question. Right. We'll do, we got how many people on here? We got 14 on here right now. Do we have any more questions? These are really good questions. These are really good questions, man. Anything regarding your goals, your success, maybe your situation, maybe trading, the mind, whatever you can think of right now would be good. We'll do another question and then we'll end this off. Hopefully this analogy made sense to you. I think it always helps when we have a visual representation. You know, it helps our brain, you know, see things. Absolutely, Hex. What do we want? And you can also look at it like this, you know, while we're on it, right? San Diego is maybe where you're at right now. And, you know, your goal is wherever that is. And you got to look at trading. Trading could be the vehicle, one of the vehicles you're driving on the way on that road. So trading isn't the goal. Trading is the vehicle to get to the goal. Okay. Trading is not the goal. It's the vehicle to get to the goal. Because what we ultimately want, it's not trading success. It's what that success is, how that's going to make us feel, and probably maybe the freedom it's going to give you. So it's not really the trading success that you want. It's actually the freedom that the trading success can give you. And it's actually not the freedom, but it's the feeling the freedom's going to give you. Okay. So if you can feel right now as if you're already free, then you're already halfway there. You're already more than halfway there. Okay. Hope that makes sense, man. We're going to end it off like that. Cole's just hopping on. I'm just going to do a brief little overview for you, Cole, here, since you just hopped on. What we were just talking about is that wherever you are right now, whatever your situation is, that's point A. Okay. You're in San Diego. And whatever you've identified point B to be, for this example, we're going to use this Phoenix. That's your goal. And for us to get from point A to point B, we must have a vehicle that's going to take us there. And we must understand that you're not going to know how to get all the way to point B when you begin. We're not going to know how. We never know how. We can only see, you know, the first few steps. Okay. And that's why it's powerful, the term, the next logical step. Okay. And if you guys have ever, if you guys have ever seen this video on YouTube, I'd recommend looking up. If you look up, it's called Big Dream by Kevin Trudeau. Big Dream. I recommend looking that up. And the whole idea is you have a big dream of what you want to do in your lifetime. 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 10 lifetimes. Huge dream, big time, big dream. And then you have a goal that's like a year or two away. It's something that you can believe that's super big, that excites you, that you can focus on all the time. That's called your chief aim. And with that being said, it's so big that you're not going to know all the way there. You're only going to know probably the next step. And that's all you got to know. Because look, guys, you can only live life one day at a time. Because this is what I was doing for a long time, guys. Even after I was already seeing results, this is what was stopping me from happiness in the present moment. This is what was taking my mind away from joy and peace. It was that I was always striving for the next thing, that I wasn't realizing what I already had. I was always striving for the next thing, but I wasn't happy in this moment. I was telling myself subconsciously, once I get to Phoenix, then I'll be happy. Once I get to Phoenix, then I'll be happy. But every time you get to Phoenix, it doesn't change anything. There's just a new Phoenix. So it's not about getting to Phoenix. It's about the journey to Phoenix. Does that make sense? It's not about getting to Phoenix. It's about the journey to Phoenix. And a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And you can only take one step at a time, guys. Take care of the present moment, and the future will take care of itself, because the future is nothing more than a continuation of present moments, right? That was a good one. That was good. All right, y'all, dude. Love you guys, man. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Infinite Abundance 777. You can send me a message on there. You can send me a message. If you have a private question you want to ask me, go ahead. If you want to talk, whatever, so on and so forth, we'll get going on it. Much love, y'all. Let's have a great week. Let's have a great week.